One of the fallouts from all this, though, is a lot of people are working from home. With comment on that right now, workplace culture expert Cheri Perry. Cheri, great to have you back on this morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's fascinating. Do we have numbers, pre-pandemic, how many people were working from home to what the numbers are now?
I don't have those numbers. I know that the remote working from home situation was already something that a lot of companies were at least moving towards. So there were quite a few people doing it. But obviously, no one expected an immediate, hey, today you're working at the office and tomorrow you're not.
Yeah. It seems like, IT people, it would be kind of an easy thing. If you got decent connectivity, you should be able to do what you do from home pretty easily. But what I'm reading this morning, Cheri, is that, what initially was kind of a pain, people are working from home, I got no routine, kids are jumping up and down, the dog's barking in the background. It's not a perfect work environment, but it seems increasingly people have gotten used to it and are like, you know what? If I got to keep working from home, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to working from home. And so whereas a week or two ago we were talking on the radio about how many people are disappointed or bummed out about working from home, now, a few weeks into it, people have figured out they do what we do. They adjust, they adapt, they figure it out, and then they start looking for the silver lining. So a lot of people are enjoying working from home right now.
Yeah. So does that tend to be the higher the money I make, the more likely it is I could work from home kind of thing?
I read a portion of that in the article, and I believe that there's probably some stats that might support that. But honestly, when you take a look at the benefits from working from home, where you can reduce some major expenses, but maybe more importantly, increase some away from the family or decrease the away from the family time, I'm not sure it really has a boatload to do with how much people are making. I think it has a lot more to do with the quality of life. So
psychologically, for my family, for my own mental health, this working from home is pretty okay.
I believe that is an absolutely accurate statement. Now, again, we also have to think about we're all wired uniquely. We all have a unique wiring, and there may be some people that would love to be at home with their family, but they're just not wired to work from home. So if you're an employer in this time, as we start seeing, turning the corner and seeing maybe a routine to whatever the new normal is, you've got to have some really great open communication with your team and find out what they like, what they don't like, and see what you can do.
Yeah, so I guess as an employer then, this might be time to reassess who's doing well working from home, who's struggling. Maybe you get the strugglers back in the office when it reopens and let the folks doing it from home and are doing okay, let them ride.
Absolutely. And I think the best way to do that is just to have supreme communication on both ends. And if you like to work from home, if you're a staff member that says, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they might make me go back to the office, then you need to really start looking at how you're communicating and your productivity level at home and make sure that the people who are responsible for that decision, they look at you and go, man, am I getting a lot of productivity out of Joe today, because, man, he is just killing it at home. On the other hand, if you're not doing so great, there's a possibility that somebody is going to have a hard time making that decision.
Yeah, so when you talk culturally, the differences, what are kind of the stumbling blocks? If I like working at home, what are the things I need to do to maximize the stay there and maybe have a shot at doing that moving forward?
Such a great question. Well, first thing you need to do is you need to get up on a schedule. I had a friend share a meme with me that said, hey, I did all my work clothes, like I did all my laundry last week, and this week I get to lounge around in my pajamas. That is funny, but it's not going to get you the productivity that you want. So you have to get up on a schedule, do the things that you would normally do, work out, go for a jog, whatever you need to do in the morning before work, then get dressed and go to work, even if you're at home. And it's very, very important to have your workspace all lined out and cleared out. If you're lucky enough to have a door where you can shut it and, have office hours, that's really great.
Yeah.
The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you are communicating your productivity. Before this, we only have about half of our staff working remotely, but before this, we didn't have week or daily accountability emails going back and forth. We do now, and you know what? We're probably going to keep it.
Do you... I'm trying to. It seems like that might be a cause for some friction among staffers. I mean, hey, why does, staffer A get to stay home and work when I got to come to the office? I mean, if you get that kind of friction, how do you handle that?
Well, the first thing I would say in a conversation like that is, listen, we're not in high school. We're not in grade school.
That is awesome right there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we need to basically say, listen, if you want to be working from home, then it's put up or shut up time right now. And the bottom line is always going to be a major consideration. There are huge companies out there looking at big, massive, empty buildings going, why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you're a kind of person who is not productive or you've been complaining or whining, you haven't quite found your groove with working from home, you probably need to start paying attention to what's going on and make sure that the boss knows at the end of the day if somebody needs to be cut or moved back to the office or whatever, you have to make your wishes known. So there's no question like so-and-so gets to do it and I don't.
Yeah.
We're responsible for our own work productivity. If you want to work from home, make a good case for doing it.
That's absolutely brilliant. I mean, the way you frame it there, you control your own destiny, and that is absolutely what people need to be doing. Cheri, great stuff. Thanks very much for the update. Cheri Perry there, workplace culture expert.